my God! It's not what you think! How could you?
The crystal chandelier cast perfect light across the marble lobby as Naomi Bennett stood behind the reception desk of the Grand View Hotel, the hotel she'd managed for 8 years. She'd handled celebrities, bridezillas, impossible demands. But nothing prepared her for the moment her husband walked through those glass doors with another woman on his arm. Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. Sterling Hayes looked different somehow. His navy suit was the same expensive brand. His confident stride familiar. But the way his hand rested on the small of this stranger's back, the intimate angle of his head as he whispered something that made her laugh, that was new. That belonged to someone else now. Naomi's heart slammed against her ribs. Her vision blurred. But training kicked in. She was at work. She was a professional, the manager of a 5-star establishment where composure was currency. The woman beside Sterling was beautiful in a calculated way. Sleek black dress, designer heels, hair that looked like it required a team to maintain. Her laugh carried across the lobby, bright and careless, completely unaware she was walking into a nightmare. Slow the pacing here for dramatic effect. Sterling approached the desk, scrolling through his phone with practiced disinterest. He hadn't looked up yet, hadn't seen Naomi standing in her usual spot, the place she'd been for 6 years. The woman reached the desk first. "Reservation for Hayes," she said, her voice smooth and entitled. "Sterling Hayes." That's when Sterling looked up. The color drained from his face so fast Naomi thought he might collapse. His mouth opened, closed, opened again. His phone slipped from his fingers, clattering against the marble counter. The woman turned, confused by his sudden paralysis. Naomi smiled. The same warm, professional smile she used for every guest. Completely empty of real emotion. She'd perfected this smile over years of dealing with difficult people. Today it became armor. "Good evening, Mr. Hayes," Naomi said, her voice steady and clear. "Welcome to the Grand View Hotel. I hope you enjoy your stay, sir." Sterling's hands gripped the counter edge. His knuckles went white. "Naomi." The woman's head snapped toward him. "You know her?" "I'm the hotel manager," Naomi continued, fingers moving across the keyboard with mechanical precision. "I see you've booked our executive suite for 3 nights. That's one of our finest rooms. You'll have a wonderful view of the city." "Naomi, I can explain," Sterling stammered, his voice cracking. The woman looked between them, her designer bag sliding down her arm. "Sterling, what's going on? May I see your identification, please?" Naomi asked, eyes fixed on the computer screen. She couldn't look at him directly. Not yet. If she looked at him, she might shatter. Sterling fumbled for his wallet. His hand shook so badly he dropped it. Credit cards scattered across the marble floor. The woman bent to help him, movements sharp and annoyed. He shoved his driver's license across the counter. Naomi picked it up, fingers steady even though everything inside her was screaming. Sterling Michael Hayes. The same address as hers. Their address. Their home. The place she'd left this morning after kissing him goodbye, after reminding him to pick up milk on his way home from his supposed business trip. "And your companion?" Naomi asked. The woman straightened, eyes narrowing. Something in Naomi's tone made her stiffen. "Veronica Cross." Naomi processed both IDs with the same efficient movements she'd made thousands of times. The system beeped. Room keys emerged from the printer. "You're all set," Naomi said, placing 2 key cards on the counter. "Elevators are to your left. Your room is on the 14th floor. Breakfast is served from 6 to 10 in the restaurant. If you need anything during your stay, please don't hesitate to call the front desk." "Naomi, please," Sterling whispered, voice breaking. She finally looked at him. Really looked at him. The man she'd married 7 years ago. The man who'd promised forever in front of everyone they loved. The man who'd held her through her father's funeral. The man who apparently needed a hotel room to sleep with someone else. "Enjoy your stay," Naomi repeated, smile never wavering. Increase pacing, reveal the depth of betrayal. Veronica grabbed the key cards, clearly wanting to escape the tension. "Come on, Sterling." But Sterling didn't move. His eyes locked on Naomi's face, searching for something. Forgiveness, maybe. Understanding. Some sign this could be explained away. Naomi's phone buzzed. A text from her assistant manager about a plumbing issue on the third floor. Normal hotel problems. The kind she could fix. If you'll excuse me, she said, stepping back from the counter. I have other matters to attend to. Robert will be happy to assist you with any questions. She turned and walked toward her office. Burgundy heels clicking against marble with measured pace. Not too fast. Not running. Just a hotel manager attending to her duties. She made it to her office. Closed the door. Locked it. Walked to her desk. Sat down in her leather chair. And then she allowed herself exactly 60 seconds to feel everything. Emotional beat. Let this breathe. The betrayal hit like a physical blow. 7 years of marriage. 10 years together total. A decade of her life given to a man who thought so little of her that he'd bring his mistress to her workplace, to her hotel, to a place where she had authority, respect, a reputation she'd built from nothing. But Naomi didn't cry. Not here. Not at work. She wouldn't cry for Sterling. He didn't deserve her tears. Satisfy the audience's desire for justice. Hours later, long after her shift should have ended, Naomi sat in her office. She pulled up the reservation details for Sterling Hayes and Veronica Cross. The booking had been made 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks of planning this trip while he kissed Naomi goodbye every morning. 3 weeks of lying. And the payment information? Sterling's credit card. The one linked to their joint account. He'd used their money to pay for this betrayal. The executive suite cost $800 a night. $2,400 for 3 nights of cheating on his wife in her own hotel. Naomi began taking screenshots. The reservation. Payment details. Everything saved to a secure folder. Evidence had power, and she was going to need every piece. Then she accessed the hotel security system. The timestamp showed 6:47 p.m. Sterling and Veronica entering the lobby. The way he held the door for her. The familiarity in their movements. They'd done this before. This wasn't their first trip together. She saved that footage too. Backed it up to 3 different locations. Then Naomi pulled up their shared credit card statements. The charges told a story she'd been too blind to see. Expensive restaurants she'd never been to. Flowers she'd never received. Hotel rooms in other cities that coincided with his supposed business trips. She created a spreadsheet. Date, location, amount, description. Every suspicious charge from the past 6 months. The total made her nauseous. Over $15,000 spent on his affair. At 9 p.m., the elevator dinged behind her. Sterling stepped out. Alone. He'd changed into casual clothes, jeans, and a sweater. The outfit she'd bought him last Christmas. He looked tired, desperate, nothing like the confident man who'd walked in earlier. Their eyes met across the lobby. Sterling started toward her. Naomi held up one hand. Don't. Not here. Not at my workplace. Then where? His voice was raw. You won't answer my calls. You blocked my number. Go back to your room, Mr. Hayes. Enjoy your stay. Stop calling me that. I'm your husband. Are you? Because husbands don't usually check into hotels with other women. At least not in my understanding of marriage. It's not what you think. It's exactly what I think. And I have the credit card statements to prove it. Sterling's face went pale. You looked at our accounts? Our accounts? You just said it yourself. Joint accounts that you've been using to fund your affair. Naomi's voice remained steady. Professional. 6 months of charges, Sterling. Restaurants. Hotels. Gifts. Did you think I'd never notice? I was going to tell you. When? After you checked out on Sunday? Or were you planning to keep this going indefinitely? A couple crossed the lobby, glancing curiously at them. Naomi lowered her voice. I'm leaving now. Don't follow me. Don't call me. Don't come to our house tonight. Sleep in your expensive suite with your expensive mistake. Tomorrow, I'm calling a lawyer. Naomi, please. She walked past him, head high, briefcase full of evidence that would dismantle their marriage as efficiently as she managed her hotel. Sterling didn't follow. Smart man. Naomi's best friend Janelle was waiting on her front porch when she got home. Inside, they spread out the evidence. Reservation records. Security footage. Credit card statements. The pattern became clear. Every business trip Sterling had taken in the past year, Veronica had been there too. Different hotels, but same cities, same dates. This is premeditated, Janelle said. This isn't some random affair. He's been planning these trips, booking separate rooms to keep up appearances, using your money to do it. The scope of the betrayal was overwhelming. Sterling hadn't just cheated. He'd created an entire shadow life. Around midnight, headlights swept across the living room window. Sterling's key rattled in the lock. He walked in like he still belonged there. He stopped when he saw Janelle. "Oh, I didn't know you'd have company." Naomi stood, holding a folder. "Janelle was just leaving. But before she does, I want you to know, I've documented everything. Every charge. Every hotel. Every lie. I've already contacted an attorney. Rebecca Ford. She specializes in high-asset divorces." Sterling's face crumbled. "Naomi, can we please just talk? We're past talking. You made your choice when you booked that suite. When you used our money to fund your affair. When you disrespected me at my own workplace." She handed him the folder. "These are copies of the evidence I've collected. I suggest you find yourself a good lawyer too. Oh, and Sterling, you have until Sunday to find somewhere else to live. That's when your hotel reservation ends. After all, consider this your checkout notice. Closing, 10 to 10:30. 3 days later, Naomi stood behind the reception desk at the Grandview Hotel. Sterling and Veronica checked out at 11 a.m., avoiding eye contact, luggage trailing behind them. As they pushed through the glass doors, Naomi felt something shift inside her. The man who tried to humiliate her had only succeeded in showing her own strength. She'd handled this crisis the same way she handled everything at her hotel, with professionalism, grace, and unwavering competence. Sterling Hayes had checked out of her hotel, and out of her life. But Naomi Bennett? She was still here, still standing, still professional, still herself, just without him. And that, she realized, was exactly where she wanted to be.